Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be my makeup monthly for the month of May. If you are new to my makeup monthly series, I will have my playlist linked down below, but this is where I just do a bunch of different reviews on products that I've been testing out. I mentioned my favorites, the products that failed me, and the ones that I thought were just fine. I also do a creator shout out in this video, and then at the end I also give a book recommendation since I'm also a book blogger and published author. So definitely have a lot to chat about this month, so why don't we go ahead and get started. So I thought this was kind of interesting for the month of May. I don't have any fails, which I can't really remember the last time that happened. Definitely feel like I've been trying out a little bit less over the past couple months here, and I think my move had a really big part in that. You know, a lot of my makeup was packed up as we moved to a new city. I was really cutting back on the new products I was trying, and I was really utilizing like my Shop My Stash bag. I've had a couple videos for my June Shop My Stash go up. I can link them down below, but I mentioned in there how heavily I relied on my makeup bag that I have with those products I picked out. It really became my essential these last few months. Definitely have been relying on that quite a bit, so I think that's kind of where that came into play. Let's just go ahead and jump right over into the fine category then. So alrighty, so first up, this was a product that I was really curious about. When I first put it on, I thought for sure this is going to be a fail. 100% this is going to be a fail. I just know it, I can feel it. And it was like 2 hours after first putting it on, I was like, maybe I like that product. This is getting kind of weird. So this is from Buxom. This is their Serial Kisser lipstick. The shade that I pulled out to try really consistently is in Smooch. So really nice packaging here from Buxom, and when you open it up, you have the large doe foot here with the product on it. So when you apply it, it feels more of like a lip oil, and it feels very sheer. It feels very lightweight. And when I put it on, I was just like not really feeling it. I felt like I was really kind of like building it up because I was like, I don't know if I really see any color. Like it's just kind of like sheer. What is this? I don't understand. And I was like so mad at it. And then after a while, like you have to give it some time. It settles into this really beautiful lip stain, but it also has this cool shine effect to it. It's actually a pretty interesting product, and though it didn't end up being an absolute favorite of mine, I still quite enjoy it and I still wear it quite a bit. I really like to pair this with kind of a darker pink lip liner, like a dark pink nude lip liner. The one that I usually wear it with is Whirl from MAC. I think these two complement each other really well because you can see on the doe foot, the product there is like that really light kind of like peachy pink, but actually on the lips and once it dries, it's actually a little bit darker. And then if you do a darker lip liner, you can actually make it look even a little bit more darker and kind of manipulate it that way. But it also stays on really, really well. It truly does stain the lips. And even though some of that gloss will kind of fade throughout the day and as you eat and drink, it still kind of is there at the end of the night when I'm, you know, getting ready to take my makeup off. It's not the full effect that I once had, but it's still, I can still see that shine there, but the color is still there as well. It does a really good job of staying put throughout the day, and it dries down to be a very comfortable product as well. I don't really notice that I have a lot on my lips. It definitely doesn't feel like a liquid lipstick or anything like that, but it's just kind of a cool product. So I don't know if that's something that you think that you would be interested in or that you would like to try. I would recommend these from Buxom. Again, it just would be a lie if I said like this is an absolute favorite product of mine, but it's a big reason that I like to include the fine category because there's a lot of products that I like just fine, like that Buxom one. So next up, I have two different brushes here from Sigma to chat about. So this was a while ago. I actually used these or mentioned them in like a trying new makeup video, and I always come back and give my reviews on trying new makeup, first impression style videos. I will always really test out the products and then come back to review them. When I was doing that, I completely forgot to come back and review these brushes because when I look at my description boxes, all I ever think about is the makeup that I've been trying, and so I completely skipped over reviewing these. And I had someone comment and say, will you ever come back and review those Sigma brushes? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes I will. So once I saw that comment come in, I immediately put a note in my phone to put these in my makeup monthly so that I can still review them. So Sigma recently came out with some new brushes. We have the 4D HD Precision brush and also the P87 Precision brush. I do like both of these. So these are smaller brushes. I use the 3D HD Precision for my concealer. You can probably see that there is concealer on there, and I like it because it's nice and small and you can really get it up there. It also has that pointed tip. You can really get it up there on the under eyes with the concealer. I can use it on my eyelids, and I also like that I can hit the sides of my eye. Sometimes I bring in my eyeshadow too far in on the inner part of my eye, and I can put a little concealer on this and really kind of clean that up in there. So I like this one the most out of the two, and I would recommend it, especially if you want like a smaller concealer brush. I kind of vary when it comes to my concealer brushes. Truly, I use sponges the most, but I do like smaller brushes like this. I do like a little bit bigger brushes. The Sephora 57 is still my favorite concealer brush that I've tried, and that one is a little bit bigger and a little bit more of a dome shape, but I do really like this one, so I would recommend it. Again, it's not like an absolute 100% favorite of mine, but I do quite enjoy it, and I think that it's a good brush, and that's the reason why I use it. And then we also have the P87, the Edge Precision. So this one has more of like a slope shape, and then also has that bit of a point on the edge here. This one, I've used it for concealer, but I will also use it for setting powder. So I'll just use this if I'm applying powder like under my eyes. I'll just dip it in the loose powder, or I've used it with like pressed powders as well. Just run it along the pressed powder, and then I can use this to set my concealer. Generally, I like to use a sponge once again if I'm using a loose powder, or I like to use a little bit of a bigger of a brush if I'm using a pressed powder. So this is a brush that I don't use as much. I still think it's nice. You know, Sigma brushes have great quality. They have warranty on their brushes. I've never had a Sigma brush fall apart on me, and I have owned the same Sigma brushes for years and years and years, and they do just fine. So they're really nice quality, but this one I just don't use as much. Definitely the 4D HD I would recommend over them if you're looking for a good brush for those reasons. But wanted to come back and give my review on Sigma. I am also a Sigma affiliate, so if you're ever placing an order with Sigma, my affiliate discount code is just Samantha. It gets you 10% off your order, and then I do get a commission off of that. But those are the Sigma brushes that I needed to come back and review. Next up, I have a really interesting product, and I mentioned this on my Instagram that I was trying this out, and I got flooded with requests to make sure that I reviewed this one. So once again, I immediately put it on my list. If you guys ever see me talking, you know, I'm on Twitter all day long, always talking about what I'm trying, what I'm eyeing. If you ever see me mention anything on Twitter or like my Instagram stories and you really want a review on it, let me know, because when I get a bunch of those requests, I once again will immediately put a note in my phone to make sure that I review it. But this is from Naked Skin, or NKD Skin, I'm not really sure. Well, NKD SKN, I pronounce it Naked Skin. I don't know if that's truly correct. But this is the Pre-Shower Gradual Tan Lotion. So we are entering the warm weather, which is very exciting to me. So right now I'm all about making sure that I have my tan going on, but I do a lot of self-tanning. I love the tan water from Tan Luxe. That is what I use the most of. I really enjoy that one. But I got this sent over to me from Naked Skin, and I was like, okay, I really want to try this out. So again, the Pre-Shower Gradual Tan Lotion. What it says is you apply it all over your body or wherever you want it, and then wait 10 minutes, and then you shower and rinse it off. So immediately that got my attention, because I was like, I only have to wear this for 10 minutes. Because normally when you self-tan, the tanner has to set for like 6 to 8 hours or whatever it is. I know Loving Tan has their 2-hour express, but I was like, 10 minutes, like I'm a girl that's always real busy. So when I see I only have to wear this for 10 minutes and, you know, just, okay, I'm gonna take a shower. All right, put this on, just wait a little bit, get in the shower. I was all about it. It says, watch your tan gradually develop over 4 to 8 hours. A perfect hydrated finish. Use daily to gradually build a deeper tan. It says it delivers a natural looking gradual glow without streaking or transferring onto clothes. Okay, and this is available at Ulta Beauty, so I will link it. So it is a squeeze tube here, and when you squeeze it out, it is a pretty thick product. So when I first started using it, I kind of was like, I'm not sure how to apply this. Do I have to wear a mitt? Like, you know, when I use the tan water, I use a mitt. When I use any sort of tan mousse or anything like that, I always apply with a mitt, because you don't want to stain your hands. So I thought, how am I supposed to apply this? But when this really thick product came out, I was like, I don't know how I would apply that with a mitt. Like I feel like I would have to use my hands. So I did. I used my hands and I rubbed it in all over my body and to my neck. I don't really use a self tanner on my face just because I'm pretty with my skincare. I don't like to just put anything on my face, and I can match my face to my body with makeup, so not that deep. So I put it all over my body, you know, waited the 10 minutes and then showered. I will say after the first time, I don't think I really noticed anything, but I did it really consistently, and it was after about time 3 that I started to notice a little bit of boost of color, and then especially after day 4, day 5, I definitely noticed that I had color. I definitely did like it. I enjoyed that it was a little bit more of a natural looking tan, so it wasn't like I just immediately, like I said, it did take some time. It did take a few days to kind of build up that tan, but I liked it that it looked natural. I didn't look orange. I didn't look streaky or anything like that. I really didn't have any issues. I didn't notice it coming off of my clothes. You know, it's a really interesting product because you're showering it off after just 10 minutes, so I didn't notice anything with that. I did notice a scent when I put it on. You know how a lot of self tanners have that scent, that smell. I noticed that as I was applying it and after I got out of the shower, but once I put my lotion on, I always put a lotion on after I get out of the shower. Once I put that on, I didn't notice the scent anymore, so that I did appreciate. My husband never mentioned anything to me. Whenever I self tan, my husband doesn't even want to go near me. He's like, you smell, and I'm like, but I'm gonna be beautiful, and he doesn't seem to care. But my husband never mentioned a word to me when I was testing this out, so he didn't notice it either. But I will say, again, after about day 3, when I started to notice the tan on my body, my hands got really stained. So again, I just don't think that using a mitt would be a great fit with this product, but it's almost like you would need to wear gloves or something because my palms were really stained. There's actually a few videos where you can tell in the video, whenever I would put my hands up, you could tell that they were stained with the self tanner. So I was like, ooh, not great. So I think that there's a few pros and cons. It's definitely, if you want to keep the tan up, you really do have to do this every day. Again, it's not like an absolute favorite, and I think that I would only use this if there's like a certain time where I was like, I definitely know I want to be tan because it's going to take me a while to get there. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and go with my tan water because that's a one-time thing, and then boom, I'm tan, and I'm tan for a week. So it just is kind of going to be your preference on what you want with your self tan and how you want to achieve it. But I mean, I think that it did what it said, so I appreciate that and I liked it. So I thought this one was pretty good, so definitely wanted to mention it since a lot of you seemed interested in the naked skin. Alrighty, and then the last one that I have in the fine category was one that I was kind of going back and forth and if it was going to be a fine or a favorite, but I ended up doing it in the fine category. This is from Fenty Beauty. So this is the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder, and I have the shade Butter. So I have just a little guy here. This was actually like a bonus offer. I believe it was the bonus offer and not the 100 point perk at Sephora, but I saw this pop up before I was placing an order and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna grab it because I've heard a lot of people talking about this and a lot of people seem to really like it. I've seen some not so great reviews as well, but a lot of people seem to like it, and they especially like the shade Butter, which was the one that was available. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and go for it. So first thing that I will say, and I don't know if I just don't have a sense of smell these days, I'm not really sure what's going on here. There's so many products that people say either smell funny or smell good, and I'm like, I don't smell anything. People say that this one smells bad. I smell nothing. I smell absolutely nothing with this product. I feel like I can smell when dinner is cooking, but for some reason makeup, I got nothing. I do like this product. It's not the most it's not like the most lightweight powder I've ever used on my under eyes. It's not the most like finely milled is a term that we really like to use. So it's not necessarily that, but I still really like it on the under eyes. It's what I have to set my e.l.f. concealer today, the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I like it because it's really smoothing. Like I feel like whenever I wear this, my under eyes look really, really smooth. I do feel like it helps with creasing. It has a little bit of an oomph to it. So like I said, it's not the most lightweight, but some days I like that. Some days I want that. Some days I want a little bit heavier of a powder. And so I can kind of lean towards that sometimes. The biggest con that I find with this one is that it can sometimes kind of dry out or make my under eyes almost look like dehydrated. Now I have dry skin, and sometimes I can really, really deal with very bad dry patches on my under eyes. It's like flaky, scaly skin. So whenever I'm dealing with that, I really can't use the Fenty powder. But sometimes, even if I'm not in that bad of shape, but I use the Fenty, all of a sudden I'm like, why do I look so dry on my under eyes? So I kind of have to be careful of like really take notice of how my skin is before I decide to use this powder. But when I'm having a good skin day, when I'm nice and hydrated and moisturized and everything's going well and great in the world, then I can use my Fenty powder, and then I really like it. So just like a little bit of a con in there, but it still kind of made it not be an absolute favorite of mine, but I still really like it. I'm glad that I have this mini size because powders are like so hard to go through. So I really like this mini size, and I still keep reaching for it, which is good. I just, once again, think I'd be lying if I told you it was a 100% fave, but I have to say that I like it. Alrighty, so before I jump over into my beauty favorites, I do like to do a creator shout out section in my Makeup Monthly. I've been doing this for quite some time now, but I just like to mention another creator that I've really been enjoying and encourage you to go follow them as well. So for today's video, I wanted to mention my friend Karen Harris. So I've been watching Karen's videos actually for quite some time. She has a pretty wide range, I would say, of videos on her channel. She does tutorials, she does reviews, and she does hauls. And she does a lot of really colorful eye looks, so if you guys are really into that, kind of like the opposite of me, I think that you would really like to watch Karen's videos. So always has the cutest earrings. I actually didn't have earrings on as I was sitting down to film. I've been kind of not wearing them as much lately, and then I was like, I'm gonna be talking about Karen, so like just go throw your hoops in, because these aren't like exciting earrings, but she's always got like the cutest earrings. And I swear there's so many comments that I comment on her video and I'm like, I like your earrings, and she's probably like, I know, you've told me like 10 times. I'm like, sorry, my bad. But she really does have some cute earrings over there, which is totally random. But I really like her content. She puts out a lot of videos. She's really consistent over there, and I also just think that she's a really nice person. I see her pop up in my comments quite a bit. We've talked a little bit behind the scenes as well, and I just think that she's a really fun channel, pretty chill, down to earth, and I just really enjoy watching her videos. So I hope that you will check her out. I of course will have her YouTube channel linked down below, and as always with every month, the creator that I mention in these videos are also mentioned in my beauty newsletter that goes out once a month. I just have some more reviews in there, some standout products, what I'm eyeing, new releases, things like that. And then I also just have a little Q&A with my creator of the month, just a couple questions in there. So if you want to get to know Karen a little bit better and read that newsletter when it comes out for June, I will also have that link down below if you want to sign up for it. And I just send out one a month, so nothing too crazy there, but I hope that you will check out Karen's channel. And why don't we head and keep going and jump into some favorites. Alrighty, so my first favorite of the month is one that I really wasn't sure, like when I was buying it, I didn't think like this is going to become a favorite of mine, but once I started using it, I was like, oh no, you are. This is from Natasha Denona. This is the Bronze and Glow. So I picked this up in the Sephora VIP sale, and I have been like attached to this like crazy, to the point where I was like, Samantha, you have to wear something else. Like, you are just wearing this too much. You're just writing, it's the same thing in your description box every time, like wear something else, girl. But I really like this product. So you have a bronze tone blush on one side and then also a highlight on the other. You do also have a nice mirror, and I really do like this little compact here. I actually really like this shade, like a pinky bronzy shade on me, and I actually really like it, and I think it's quite flattering. It kind of makes me look like I've been out in the sun a little bit, and I just think that it's a fun shade, and it's also kind of like a dual purpose, because I feel like I'm still getting a bit of a bronzed look, but at the same time I have some blush and just some life to my cheeks, and I'm like, this is fantastic. So I really like that. The highlight side is also really beautiful. It does have a bit of glitter in it, so if you are someone who wants like straight up zero glitter in your highlight, I wouldn't recommend this one, because there definitely is some glitter in there, and while I don't enjoy glitter in my highlights, it's like not enough to scare me away. It kind of reminds me to that effect of like the Persona Cali Glow highlighter in Zuma. That one has a little bit of glitter in it, but not enough that I don't enjoy it. That's what that one kind of reminds me of. But I really like this compact. It's so small and tiny. I love both the shades in here. I've been getting so much use out of it, and this was only $19, plus I got it for the 20% off at the Sephora sale. But even if I would have spent the $19 on this, I would have been so happy, and I just keep reaching for it so much. So this one was like this one was the favorite item that I picked up from the Sephora haul, but it's also just a favorite in general, so I've really been enjoying it. I have some skincare. I also got asked a ton of questions if I would review this one, so I definitely wanted to. This is a new product from Drunk Elephant. This is the Slaai Makeup Melting Butter Cleanser. Okay, so inside, so you have this big old tub, and then you have this cleanser, and if you can see that quite enormous dip in there, I've actually been really liking it. And this was a product when I first used it, I was like, I'm probably gonna like this. This is probably gonna go in the fine section. And then I've noticed almost every single night, this is what I'm reaching for, this is what I'm reaching for. This is the cleansing balm that I'm using to take off my makeup pretty much every single night. And I'm like, okay girlfriend, you need to kind of reevaluate what you've been thinking about this. I just think it does a really good job of removing the makeup, and I truly think I like this one more than the Bestie Jelly cleanser from Drunk Elephant. I believe it's what it's called. That one is in a like squeeze tube. I prefer this one over that. I haven't been a huge fan of that. I've reviewed it in the past and I've said that I've thought it was fine, but nothing like wow to me. But this one really is very nice. It really removes your eye makeup. It removes your face makeup. I generally do double cleanse if it's a day where I am wearing makeup. I do like to double cleanse. So this is what I use as step one to just really remove my makeup, kind of break it down. You can see it on the skin when you apply it. It's removing your makeup, but then when you put water on it, it kind of turns into more of like this milky consistency, I guess I would say, and then it kind of does a really good job of just washing everything away. But I will come in with another cleanser to really make sure I've removed everything. That's what I do when I'm wearing makeup. And that's, I think double cleansing is important. I think I've noticed a pretty big difference in my skin once I started double cleansing on the regular. So this is what I come in with first, and then I'll come in with another cleanser to make sure everything is really gone. But I think that this does a really good job. Liquid liner, my lash adhesive if I'm wearing lashes, mascara. It's really taking everything off. Liquid lipstick, it helps come off. So I think that's fantastic. So I've really been liking this one. I definitely would recommend it from Drunk Elephant. It's become a product, like I said, I use pretty much every single night. So definitely would recommend that. This is a product that I can't stop wearing, and it's kind of dirty, but we're gonna go with it because that's how I roll. This is from Neutrogena. This is the Healthy Skin Anti-Aging Perfector. And full disclaimer, I have worked with Neutrogena on some posts over on my Instagram, some sponsored posts over there, but it was only for Instagram. I was not told or said that I would mention anything on YouTube or anything like that, so it's not sponsored, but I did just want to say that I've been doing a post with them over on my Instagram. But this product I cannot stop wearing, and if you've heard me say, I've mentioned in a couple videos, I just keep wearing a tinted moisturizer. I just keep wearing a tinted moisturizer. It is this one from Neutrogena. So I've been testing it out for a while now as I was getting ready for this campaign, and the moment that I started trying it, I was like, I don't know if I can put this down, and I can't. So it is a moisturizing retinol treatment with a sunscreen, so you have SPF 20 in here. So it's just a very interesting product to me. So like I said, I kind of use it as a tinted moisturizer. So it has this pump on here, and I have the shade, because they have different shades, light to neutral 30 is the shade that I got. So it just kind of helps even everything out, kind of helps give me just a little bit of color to my skin, but it also is just so natural looking. Like, you get a little bit of coverage with it, but not too much, which I don't mind in the summer. A lot of times I like to wear tinted moisturizers, BB creams, just concealer with some powder or something like that. I kind of go for more light to medium foundations if I'm wearing foundations, just because, like I said, I'm outside so much. So I kind of like that it just kind of helps even everything out, gives me a little bit of coverage, and just looks really nice and natural on my skin. It doesn't look like I'm wearing a bunch of makeup. It doesn't feel very heavy. Like I said, you also have the SPF 20 in there, which is awesome, but it does have the retinol treatment. On the back it says combines retinol, SPF 20, it's moisturizer, and blendable sheer coverage to give you beautiful, younger looking skin even after you take it off. It says it smooths out skin texture and reduces the appearance of fine lines. I think that is a really cool product. I know that I'm going to continue to keep wearing this one throughout the summer, and I've just been really enjoying this one from Neutrogena, and it's a little bit more affordable, which is fantastic. So I believe by the time this video goes up, these might still be 10% off if you use the Cartwheel app at Target. That's kind of what the campaign was for that we were doing over on Instagram, and I think it's still going to be going on that time. So I of course will have everything that I'm talking about linked down below, but I have been super impressed with that product. And let me check my list here. Oh, I have a lip liner to talk about. So I've been enjoying lip liners so much lately. I used to not really reach for them at all, and now it's pretty rare if I don't have a lip liner on. And I've started trying out some Ofra lip liners, and I really like their formula. I really like the lip liners, but this one shade in particular is Spicy, and I can't put Spicy down. I've already had to sharpen it, so it's gonna start getting even smaller and smaller, and I'm like, oh man, because Spicy is just such a pretty color. So again, this is from Ofra, and this is their lip liner in Spicy. So it is just a beautiful kind of like pink nude. It reminds me a bit of Whirl from MAC as well, and you have the wooden pencil, so you just sharpen it when it starts to get down there, which I'm gonna have to sharpen mine again here pretty soon. But I just keep wearing this. I had to pull it out of my purse because I have, like, I just always throw it in my purse, so I have it in there. But I really do like the Ofra lip liner formula. It's not an overly creamy one, but it's also not super dry. You don't tug at your lips. But because what I've noticed in my journey of testing out lip liners is that when a lip liner is more creamy, it tends not to last as long, whereas if it's just a not as creamy of a formula, you tend to have it stay on your lips longer, and that's what I've noticed with this one. And so it just kind of depends on what I want, but especially if I'm going to be gone for a long time and I really want my lip liner to hold up, I keep reaching for this one. And just the shade Spicy, it's just a really big favorite of mine. So I've really been enjoying this one from Ofra, so definitely wanted to mention that. And I did just recently, like last month, become an affiliate with Ofra, which was really exciting to me. And I had been saying, if you use my code, you get 10% off. And my girl at Ofra was like, it's actually 20%. I was like, oh my gosh, even better. So my discount code is just Samantha, so you'll get 20% off at Ofra. And that is an affiliate code, so I do get a commission from it. But you get 20% off, so I misspoke earlier. So I'm really excited to let you guys know that. But that lip liner, the lip liners I really enjoy, but the shade Spicy in particular is one that I wanted to shout out. So, okay. Moving on, I just have one more product to talk about, and these are some hair care products. So these are from Briogeo. Once again, I did work with them on Instagram, but again, I did not have to mention this on YouTube. It's just when I find products that I really, really enjoy, I want to tell you guys about them everywhere. But these are from Briogeo. I really like this brand. I've bought a lot from this brand. I really enjoy a lot of their products. These are new ones to the brand. So these are the Color Me Brilliant, and we have the Mushroom and Bamboo Color Protect Shampoo and Conditioner. So with Briogeo, you get no harsh sulfates, silicones, parabens in all of the products. But when this came out, I was too excited. I was immediately interested in it, and I actually mentioned these, I believe it was in my Sephora VIB sale wishlist video. They had just come out, again, because it's a brand that I really like. I really use a lot of their products. I was like, oh, I'm kind of curious about it. And it was like 3 days later, I got asked if I wanted to join the campaign, and I was like, oh my gosh. So, you know, the thing that a lot of us always say is, you know, send it over to me, let me try it out, let me see what I think. And they sent it over, and after one wash, I was ready to say like, okay, I'm in. But I was like, okay, maybe you should wash your hair a few more times with these products before you get too excited. But seriously, from the first time I used these, I noticed a difference in my hair, and I was so impressed. Some people have asked if this is specifically for blondes because it is purple, and it is not. I've read some of the reviews online as well of people who are, you know, have red hair, brown hair. They're saying that they use these, and kind of the idea behind it is that it just protects your color no matter what color your hair is. Typically when, for like purple shampoos, if you're trying to help keep your blonde hair like tone or whatever that is, it's a really kind of like vibrant purple shampoo, whereas this one isn't quite that tone. So it's not just for blondes. After I used these, even like I said, for the first time, I definitely noticed a brightening effect to my hair, which that was the thing that kind of impressed me the most, because when I started using these, I was still pretty far into when I had last had my highlights touched up, but even still, it was like it brought back some of that vibrancy of my blonde highlights that I get, and I was so excited about that. It also leaves your hair just very silky, very smooth, very manageable, which I definitely appreciate. And I'm very excited because I actually just got my hair highlighted this week. I'm on like day 4 right now, but that's fine. But I just got my hair highlighted this week, so I'm really excited to especially use these right now and see kind of with like fresh highlights how it helps keep up my hair. But even when I had highlights for you know, quite some time already, because I don't do a very good job at keeping up on those, I was really impressed that it kind of brought out some of that brightness, some of that vibrancy of my blonde highlights. So I've really been liking both the shampoo and the conditioner as well from Briogeo. So after that, those are all of the makeup favorites that I have to mention. Like I said, I do have one book recommendation to give you, but if you're not interested in that, you're just here for the makeup and the skincare, and the beauty and all of that. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. But if you wanted to get that book recommendation, like I said, I'm also a book blogger and a published author, and I like to mention a book that I gave a 5-star review to on my blog during the month. That is the highest that you can rate a book on Amazon. So my blog is Chick Lit Plus, so I post quite a few book reviews over there, so I will definitely have it linked down below if you are a book lover like me. And I will also have this book link to Amazon. I will also have my link to my Amazon page if you're interested in reading any of my novels. I do have 7 out there, and my 8th one is finally going to the editor this month. Thank you. It's been quite the struggle to write a book between all of my laptop issues that I've had and just also moving in general, but we are making some progress on that one. But the 5-star book that I had for the month of May is called Park Avenue Summer. This is by Renee Rosen. So I've read from her in the past, and she's a really great writer. She kind of writes more in the past tense. Like this book, what is the year? 1965 that this book is set in. But kind of the first line in the about the book is, it's 1965 and Cosmopolitan's magazine brazen new editor-in-chief Helen Gurley Brown shocks America and saves a dying publication by daring to talk to women about all things off limits. In this book, we actually follow Alice, who starts working for Helen Gurley Brown at Cosmopolitan. And I don't know about you, but like the moment that I read the synopsis, so I do also get sent these books in PR essentially. 99% of my reading list is sent to me from authors directly, from publishers, from publishing houses, in exchange for a review on my blog. So when I got the email sent over to me and I was reading the description, I was like, I have to read this book. 100% I have to read this book. I was such a huge fan of Cosmopolitan magazine kind of in my younger days. I can remember reading it so much, especially during college. All of us had the Cosmopolitan magazines. I've always been kind of fascinated with the magazine side of things. Actually, when I was younger, I really wanted to write for a magazine, and I actually applied to be have an intern position at multiple magazines, including Cosmopolitan. It was something that I was always very interested in. Of course, like I am a writer, but I've always been very interested in beauty and fashion and things like that. So that's why it's really fun for me to have this YouTube channel kind of as an outlet there. But I knew that I had to read this story, and it was so fascinating because I really wasn't quite sure how this was going to work, since Helen Gurley Brown is a real life person. She has since passed on, but I was like, how is this gonna work? And so it was interesting to read the author. She had, you know, a note in there talking about how she researched Helen, the people that she talked to and interviewed, so she could kind of shape her, you know, realistically for the book. The main focus, the main character is this Alice who works for Helen, and it's kind of, you know, it's really her story, but it's definitely interesting to get those bits and pieces about Cosmopolitan, about so many of the articles that Helen really stood for, really wanted to go out there, and a lot of the men at the magazines that didn't want that article to see the light of day, and the women who would be so shocked by her ideas and what she wore, and, you know, kind of how brazen she was and what she believed that she wanted to put out there for other female readers, because, you know, in 1965 that just wasn't happening, that wasn't out there. It was so fascinating for me to learn all of that and to read all of that, and then at the same time just to read about how life was in New York City in 1965 for a woman who had, you know, working dreams. You know, not a woman who her dream was to get married and to stay home with the children, but someone who wanted to work, who had a passion, who had a fire. It was fascinating for me to read this story. I enjoyed every moment of it. I highly recommend the book. Truly, it's one of my favorite reads of the year so far. So Park Avenue Summer by Renee Rosen, I would definitely highly recommend. So I will have my link to the book down below, and then also to my review, and then also to the Amazon link if you want to check it out. But if it sounds like something you would enjoy, I definitely highly recommend it. So, but after that, that is going to wrap it up for this month's video, this month's Makeup Monthly. I feel like even without a fail, I still had a lot to talk about this month. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my reviews on these products. Let me know some feedback that you had down below. But other than that, if you guys did enjoy today's video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.